Well, good morning, all the Kim Martins on the call. My wife's probably gonna watch this later and go, what the heck? I'll say that was all Liz. That was all Liz. So good morning, and I wrote a number on the board, and I'm just curious on, does anyone know what that number stands for?
The number of active listings right now,
In the state of Florida?
right?
I love that. That's great. Oh my gosh. No, that stands for the number of weeks left in this year.
Okay. I gave it a try.
So we're 17 weeks in and we got 35 more to go. And a lot of distractions out there in the real estate world right now with all these the real estate companies, all the drama with Department of Justice and oh, I can't find inventory, my offers aren't getting accepted, they don't want VA loans, blah, 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 all these different distractions. And here's all we have left in the year. So I think we need to focus on that. And Debbie and Curtis are the one who came up with the topic for today. And what I love what his shirt says too, right? Look at it just says, keep moving forward. You got to keep moving forward, right? Get rid of the distractions. You know, I'm easily distracted just like anybody. And I have to be reminded all the time. So I feel at this moment, we got to be chameleons and we got to work in the market of the moment, right? Because if not, we'll get eaten up by those, you know, somebody's going to come after us and they're going to remove all of our opportunities because we're not working in the market of the moment. So I thought this was a great topic, Curtis and Debbie, and I'm going to turn that over to you guys. About talking about a little bit about the market of the moment. By the way, Curtis and Debbie both coach businesses outside of real estate, in the mortgage industry, title industry, and top performing teams across the nation. And I think you need to listen to what they're saying, you know, and what they're hearing from their teams. So there you go, Deb and Curtis. I know you probably guys, who has a hard 9 o'clock?
We both do.
All right, so then you guys are stuck with me after 9 o'clock, but I'm going to let them go right now because I don't want.
I just want to toss out a question because I think everybody can see, although Curtis and I have been banging this drum for a year, as far as the changes, what's going to happen as interest rates go up, whether interest rates go up and that becomes weird or the inventory stays tight. We still have a weird market ahead of us. And we've been talking about it for a year. Now, I think agents are finally going, you know, they're only listening with one ear because all their offers are getting accepted or they have a lot of buyers. And now all of a sudden they're looking around and going, crap, I've got a listing on the market. It didn't sell in one day and interest rates are going up and buyers are freaking out. So I want to ask a question. What do you think you're going to have to do differently in the 35 weeks that are left in the year than what you did last year? What are you going to have to do differently? And it's a mastermind. So I'd love to hear what you're projecting about your activities through the end of 2022. How will they differ than what you did last year? I can wait. Have the conversations now about the slight shift we're having. Thank you, Kim. Yes, Kim is the smartest one in the room. Yes, having that conversation. I see another hand raised with George the baby. Is it in chat? Are you speaking? I don't know if you guys have the ability to unmute.
Deb, it's Kim.
Yeah, hi, Kim.
I think I am a little bit of a seasoned agent. I started the shift already. I started acting as though when we were in the down market, when we were, you know, begging agents to bring a buyer. We need to be in that mindset already. We need to be doing everything we can cooperatively. We need to be thinking about what happens when no buyers show up. We need to completely switch our mindset and go, I hate to say back to the future, but it is. That's where we need to be. And we need to be there now.
Yeah, and Kim, I see you have your hand up too. You know, this is going to become a skills market, right? Where skills are going to matter. Your ability to talk to your buyer is going to matter. Your ability. I have a buyer, it's out of town, looking at a condo in the $800,000 range. Everything we've kind of looked at over the last 6 months hasn't really met her criteria. The one that's finally piqued her eye, in the notes in the realtor remarks, it said, offers will be considered on Monday. Sunday night, the realtor removed that from the realtor remarks. We're 10 days later, it's still active. My buyer's going, well, I don't love it, so why don't I wait? If it's still in the market on a week, I'll come in with an offer. Now, she doesn't care if she loses it, and she doesn't care if interest rates are going to go up. And you know why I know that? Because I've already talked to her about that. So the what her mortgage is going to cost isn't a motivating factor for her. She's going to use a portfolio loan, but the market's shifting, and so now skill matters. So Kim, I saw you had your hand up first.
Yeah, same thing, Debbie. I really think it's going back to the old school way of doing things. You know, these masterminds, what helps us educate, and this is the way we're going to educate our buyers and sellers, because I've already kind of telling my team, strap down. We don't know what's coming, but I can feel the storm brewing. That's the word I'm going to use. You know, I still see a lot of these new agent who's been in the market for a year and a half, had an amazing year. You know, everybody, like, you know, they say every squirrel can find a nut kind of situation. Pretty soon they're going to be the ones going to be affected by this. This is exactly what's going to happen when it happened the last crash, when we had 1.4 million agents in the US, and it went down to almost 900,000 agents. So I'm really excited and looking forward to it. And thanks for these masterminds, was only making us smarter. So people who are missing out on these calls, they are missing out really bad.
Listen, you guys have an advantage because you have this. Even if you started in real estate yesterday, this environment is going to give you the skills you need. Now, seasoned agents, if I was actively building a real estate business where we sit right now, this is how I would be feeling about what the market is. Woo, this is going to be a good market because I got skills. Come on, bring it. Because all the agents that don't have skill and don't have an environment like this where they can get it fast, you guys can get downloads. You can call someone on the team and you can say, I had a conversation with the buyer yesterday. Here's how it went. Here's what I talked about. What did I miss? Where was my gap? And you guys can accelerate your skill. And for the seasoned agents, brushed up on it because we've let those skills, we've let them slide because we haven't had to use them for a while, but they'll come back really quick. Right, Joey, I see you have your hand up.
Yeah, so I have some people on the West Coast that I know, and they're saying, all right, it's already starting to happen over there with the listings starting to slow down as far as the time on market. And I'm excited for this balancing to happen. I know it's going to take a little while, but when it does, you're going to see, I think, honestly, a lot of people are probably going to either quit the business or look to do something else. So it creates a lot of opportunity, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. We're going to have to be real purposeful though, right? And I love this. Kim said, my goal is to focus on my database. The interest rate changes, right? The feds are really going to try to slow down this inflation, and they've already been really drastic. We haven't seen interest rates go up a point in almost 20 years. A whole point in a year, a quarter, maybe another quarter, 3 quarters, and we're already exceeding that, right? Focusing on that database. Listen, who you know, if you want to find listings in this market, call everybody in your phone and say, who do you know? If you want to find buyers in this market that are ready, willing, and able, call people in your phone. And if it's not them, who do they know? Because those people, you'll have the inside track to people who are thinking about buying or selling before they're going on Zillow and before they're really out there. And the whole world finds out that's what they're looking for. Hey, buddy, jump in here. That's you.
Well,
There
I'm
he
not
is.
sure how I can answer that. Hey, here's the thing. It is shifting and it's shifting. It's been shifting for the past 2, 3 months, 4 months. I think we can all feel that. And here's the thing. We knew it was coming and yet we waited, and that's okay. So the best time to start right now. I look up our numbers in our area quite a bit, and I don't know if most of you guys are in Florida or whatever, but I would imagine that our markets, mirror one another somewhat, right? If you're in Florida, and then at some point, if you're in another market, it'll be similar, right? We're just maybe, either we're ahead a couple of months than you, or you're behind us in a couple of months. But here's what I know. Because I saw somebody put just a moment ago that half the listings and all this other stuff. I don't know about your market yet, but here's what it looks like in our market. Our listings are actually up about, we're 15% year over year. So we actually had 15% less listings last year this time. And our sales and our pendings are down. And I've been watching all these numbers over the past year as we've been sort of trending and whatever else. Our lowest point of listings was about 2 months ago. And since then, we've significantly increased. We have almost double the inventory. While it was low, we have now almost double the inventory, which is only like 1,800 properties, but whatever. It's going the other way. So the best time to sell, if I were a seller, was actually like 2 months ago. And the second best time is like right this very second. And I bring all of that up because that's what it looks like. Now, here's what I know. Last 2 years, blessed by the real estate gods. Thank you so much. We enjoyed every minute of it, right? Made tons of money. Thank you. And yet, so I say, well, okay, those were maybe an anomaly, right? We had, uber low interest rates and all the things. So that was great. So now we don't. So rates are popping up a little bit, whatever. So I went back to 2019. We're actually up. So if you call 2019 a normal year, right? We're actually up about 20% in all the categories over 2019, which is great. So we're back to some sort of, if you want to call it that, normalcy, I guess. I hate saying that because the last 2 years were normal at that time. But if we're, looking at history, we're up over that. So it's happening. And we've got all these people entering the market and all these people coming for your money and all these things. And so we need to wake up, take notice of that. And I heard somebody say, well, we're going to have to get back at it the way we used to do things. I believe that. Listen, the last couple of years, we haven't had to track our numbers. We haven't had to do anything. All we had to do is wake up, talk to a handful of people and go sell some houses and get creative with it. Now we got to go back, right, and start doing some things different. And we're going to have to do things differently from the way we did it then going forward, right? And that's our marketing, that's our conversations, that's the getting back to tracking our numbers. That's more in-depth, analysis on everything. And it's taking a look at our businesses and saying, wow, this is where we know we're headed, or we think we're headed. Now, what do we need to do that, or to be prepared for that? So I think, it's interesting because like Deb said, we've been talking about this for the last year. We've been talking about it on purpose because you guys have been in your businesses and we've been watching from the outside. And so we try to share with everyone, not only you guys, but everyone, like, look, people, coming, here's what's going to happen. Here it is, right? And something else is going to happen about 6 months from now. I just don't know what that is yet, but I'll watch and I'll let you know what I think later. But anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Hey,
I don't know.
hey, Curtis, I'm just looking at the market trends for the Daytona Beach area because anybody can see them. If you go to Daytona Board of Realtors and look up under the press market stats, you can see them. I was looking at 2017 to 2018. Do you know there's more closed sales now than then? Okay, so sales are up. And by the way, guess what else is up? Listings are up. So when people say we're in a low inventory market, I just think there's more people in movement right now than previous years. And if you think about it, I read something yesterday that 300,000 people are moving here. I don't know if it's a regular basis, monthly basis, annual basis, whatever. Florida is the fastest growing state. Texas is number 2, 1 or 2. Florida and Texas are side by side. California's losing people, New York's losing people. So if people are coming here, we're definitely definitely gotta buckle down. We got 35 weeks left, and we have to focus on buyers and sellers, not what the noise is, right? And no matter what happens to the market, if we focus on the buyers and the sellers' best interest and we stick with that, it doesn't matter what market we're in. Back in 2005 and 6, I wish I could pull up the stats from them, but I can't. There was no difference in the market other than the interest rates at 7.5% if you got a 800 credit score. So guys, we still have plenty of room, no matter how much those rates go up. And they're also talking about coming back on an ARM, an adjustable rate mortgage. And if that happens, that could be devastating for some people because it puts them in an affordability bracket temporarily. But focus on your buyers and focus on your sellers, and everything else, the numbers tell the story. So there's not like less homes being sold than 2 years ago or 3 years ago. What's happened is we got more of an influx of people. So now we need to be reaching out to our sellers. Hey, it's a time to sell. Are you ready? You know,
Like right now.
right now.
Right this second.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Tom,
met with a seller.
I
We
know
sold
a
a house 2 years
statistic.
ago for 535. He wants 1.1 million. Guys, reach out to your past clients. Go ahead, Deb and Curtis.
Well, I was just going to say, you know, when the top of the market, 04, 05, there were 5 million homes that changed hands. And everybody knows about the crash, right? Everybody knows and says, oh my God, real estate came to a grinding halt. Really? Do you know at the bottom of the market, 4 million homes changed hands? At the bottom of the market, which was 2009, 2007, 8, 9, 4 million. Now, yes, that is a drop. It's a 20% drop, but it's only a 20% drop. So those agents that got about it and figured out that market and figured out how to work with a short sale, how to deal with a crying seller who's losing his home and filled with shame, and how to deal with that, and how to work with banks, and how to work with buyers that want a home in 30 days and the short sale takes 3 years to negotiate, and keeping them in the deal and keeping them connected to it. Or when that, and then working with a bank who's not responding for 8 months on your offer, like your offer's in, and the agent, I had agent friends that says, oh, I'm never doing short sales. See ya. See ya. I have a $10 million producer friend that got out of the business during the crash because she didn't know what to do when her phone didn't ring. She didn't know. She forgot how to get business and she didn't educate herself. The lucky thing is you guys have this. So whatever's happening in the market, you guys are on the front lines. You're going to get directly from the horse's mouth with a group that's willing to share about what's working, what's not working, what you have to do now. And you reach out to anybody and said, would you help me with my skills? And everybody here will say, sure, yeah, I'll help you with whatever skill you need. But this is going to be a skill-based market. 90 short sales, Deep said, between 2009 and 2011. And skill means not just what you say to your buyer and seller, but skill means what's happening in the market and how do I have to adapt my business to make that money. Curtis sent me a cool infographic this morning that said there's 3 types of business owners: people who ignore the numbers and slowly sink to demise, people who work harder but not smarter. Sorry, I stole your thunder, Curtis, but hey, you didn't bring it up. So. And number 3 is people who go straight to the source of success and model the actions of the most profitable business owners and leaders and companies in history. And this environment gives you the shortcut ticket to figuring out what works. You just have to take advantage of it and soak up everything that you need so that you can move. Listen, this is a great market. This is not doom and gloom. This is like hot diggity. I have a front row seat. I'm in the front of the line and I have support around me. I'm super excited about this, right?
100%.
I have something to add to that. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes.
Pam.
Yeah, Pam.
that agent who left, it cracks me up because I got my license in 06. My first listing was a short sale when we didn't have short sale negotiating teams. So I had to submit all the documents like 5 inches thick through a fax machine, calling Citibank, trying to reach somebody. And it was on my calendar 3 times a day, waiting for that email to say that someone had been assigned to the file and then giving them more info. My first sale was a contract for deed. My second sale was a HUD, which all the paperwork back then was way worse than now. But I would talk to agents and all they could talk about was how it used to be, because the years before that, they were bringing in money hand over fist. And it was like, oh my gosh, the market was so good, this, and this. And they wanted to reminisce. And I'm thinking, yeah, but this is where we're at. And this is all I know. And I don't want to hear it. I just want to dive in and figure this out. And so that story about your agent leaving cracks me up. I was rolling up my sleeves, just struggling. I don't think I had a traditional sale for like 2 years.
That's fantastic, Pam. Joey said something, and Joey's newer in the business as well. Opportunity happens when the market shifts, and I'm going to share that with you. We're not in I think there's some shifts going on, but I just don't know exactly what that looks like. We don't have a crystal ball for that. All I know is we got to be chameleons to the market today and prepare for what the market could be tomorrow, right? Because if we don't prepare for that, it'll be like the person that Debbie knew that went to work maybe at a Home Depot or a Lowe's, right? And this is real, guys. This is real. That's why your database and your cell phone is the biggest investment that you have for your database and your clients, and you neglect it. I promise you this, if you choose not to call the people on your phone, I would love to have you all email me everybody's cell phone and phone number. I'll hand it over to my ISA, and then you guys can pay me a 35% referral. Because that's what Zillow does. And that's what Realtor.com does. And that's what Redfin does. Guys, they're reaching out to your people and you choose not to, and then you're losing money. Stop. Just focus on the market, focus on the people who love you, care about you, right in your cell phone. And there's no magic. The magic is utilize the resources that you have. You guys got 2 minutes. I don't want to go anymore because I got some notes.
Yes, so if you don't mind, hey, listen, can I share my screen for like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Tiffany, can you give?
I got it.
Okay.
I'm good. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. All right, can you see that?
Yep.
Perfect. So listen, I just wanted to share that. Tom, you'd reached out to us. We had several other people reach out to us and ask us to put something together, and we had done that. And so we spent the past, I don't know, 3-4 months talking about, putting this together based on the market of the moment and where we're headed and where we're going forward, right, Deb? And so we created this course. It starts on June 2nd. It's called GRIT, Growth, Results, Initiative, and Tenacity, right? We just wanted to put it out there to you guys. Now, we don't have the registration link for it live right this very second. It will be, I promise. Next week, we've been asked, but just like a lockbox, I struggle with getting that done too. So we'll get it up by next week. But if you ask me what it is, so we were talking about it. So Deb, go ahead.
Well, it's a system, right? So we have been lucky to be able to work in the market of the moment with the buyers and sellers flooding towards us. On an average year, I get 2 to 3 referrals for real estate. Over the last 18 months, I've had 12.5, right? People calling up me and begging me to sell the real estate. I said, no, I'm a coach. I'm too busy. They're like, we'll wait for you. Well, I'm only available on the weekend. I can't show houses Monday to Friday. Okay, we'll wait. Are you sure? I'd rather refer you. So I've closed 18, but I'm not building a real estate business. What we've gotten away from is a pipeline, right? Is identifying those candidates that don't want to buy or sell right now. And we're going to need to love the one we're with, and we're going to really have to get back to cultivating our pipeline. Who wants to buy in a month? Who wants to sell in 2 months? Who wants to sell? And then what's our system around identifying them and being good at staying in relationship with them and not hoping they'll remember to call us in 6 months when they're ready to sell, having a strategy. So we want to help agents kind of shift the way they did business from being lead receivers to lead generators, but then really develop. We haven't had to have a pipeline of business. I know the big successful agents all do, but we haven't had to really depend on it because all the right now business just kept falling in our lap. So we want to help shift that activity. It'll be twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 to 3. And we're going to help you walk away with a blueprint and having actually identified 100,000 worth of business that you can cultivate in the next 12 months. Now, if you want to close 100,000, you're going to need 200,000 in your pipeline to close 100. But we're going to focus on helping you get that pipeline of 100,000 in 30 days.
Love it. Guys, I know they're off here. They got to get off. They got to have a hard stop. I've been working diligently with Curtis and Debbie to put this program together to give you scripts, dialogue, pamphlets, booklets, workbooks, all this stuff there. I did a cost breakdown. Okay. And this is real. Okay. $300 to $500 per half.
I got to head off, Tom. Thank you so much. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Go get them.
So it costs $300 to $500 per half hour to have a full-time coach per half hour. And is Holly on the call? Holly? I don't know if Holly Barrett's on the call or not.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, so Holly, to have a coach, it's between $300 and $500 per half hour per month. This program is going to cost $11.11 per hour, approximately, for you guys for 1 month. Okay, so Holly had called me about getting into coaching, and we kind of had a long, probably about an hour discussion on coaching and systems and tools and accountability and all that. And I told her, hold off, let's see if this works better, because I don't want you to make a $18,000 commitment today. Right? Because we got to do red light, green light, right? Claire always says red light, green light. Hold off on that because we want to make sure you do this first. Hold off on that before you do this. So that'll be rolled out on what it's going to cost and everything else. And I don't expect it to be any less than 200, no more than 250, just so you guys know. And this is open to any real estate agent that wants to attend. Personally, I know there's a few people I want to sponsor to get into this program because it will take them to the next level. Now, all right, with that being said, I want to kind of come back to the mastermind we were talking about as far as the market of the moment. Joe, great. I love what you put out there because I talk about that all the time. Opportunity happens when there's a lack or a problem, right? When people are in the rage part, not rage, the frenzy, the FOMO, the fear of missing out. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna get a real estate license because my brother, sister, mother, and everyone down the road has it, and they make all this money. All this money. I talked to someone this morning, they made $180,000 last year. They're broke. They have $0 to pay their taxes. So now they got the stress, right? So the market of the moment is going to do all of us well if we do the right things and respect it. Because moving forward, like I think it was Pam that had mentioned her very first sale was a short sale. We had no choice than to adapt. If you didn't do short sales, you weren't selling homes, period. You know, at one moment, I had 35 short sales out of 110 homes in the community. 35 homes in one small community with 110 homes. And we had to adapt. We had to adapt to the market of the moment. So adapt to the market of the moment, get rid of the distractions, keep all the naysayers away, keep all of the media away, keep all of, oh, the rates are going high. Who cares about the rates? If they need a home, they're going to pay the rate, period. Guys, I'm telling you, they're going to pay the rate. Do not worry about the interest rates. Who cares if it goes to 7%? It doesn't matter. That's how it was in 2005, 6, 4, 5, and 6. It was 7 to 9%, guys.
Tom,
Yes, Joe.
6% is cheap money in the grand scheme of things.
If we're a private investor, how much do we lend our money on? What's our rate?
15%.
10 to 15% with points up front. Okay, so and I know people on this call right now that have zero problem saying, hey, Joe, can I get a $200,000 loan for short term? I'll give you 3 points at 12% interest. Happens all the time, guys. So don't worry about the rates going to 6 or 7% or whatever it is. The rates, we don't control that. We do not control that. What we can control is how we work with our buyers and sellers in the market of the moment. And you have every opportunity. Why does one agent sell 500 homes a year and the other agent struggles to sell 10? Because the tenacity is, they're relentless, and their pursuit for the gritty, right? They're gonna make it happen no matter what. They're gonna make it happen no matter what. George Philback, who would have ever thought that George would have been selling nearly 1,000 homes a year because of all the hard work that he did to build the relationships with the banks to do the REO business and expand all throughout Florida. I mean, many people couldn't do that, but he changed with the market. He was a chameleon. He did it. He was coached. He's seen it. He heard it, and he didn't ignore it. And that's one great thing that you guys have right now is you're not going to have people on this call that are ignoring the market. If you're that ignorant where you think that the market will never change or stabilize, you are one lost soul, because it will happen. It will stabilize. It will correct. It's going to do something. We just don't know what it is. And by the way, guys, what if a war happens tomorrow? Will that change our market? 100%. Are you prepared to not earn another commission check for 9 months? I don't know. Guys, market of the moment. Great call today. And it's open up to you guys. Let's share and ahas, and let's talk about it.
Hey, Tom.
Jessica, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well.
Good. I just wanted to say, and I know we touched on this briefly, but you know, the market shift is still so new. And as agents, we see the price decreases, we see something going on, but I can tell for sure, like other people that are outside of real estate and not talking about this every day don't know about this. And I think it's just really important to share, like they said, call your sellers, let them know, like, you know, we saw a slight shift in inventory for the first time in 2 years this past month. Like something's going on, you know, things are changing. Let your buyers and sellers know. And we're in this every day. We live and breathe it. So we think that it's like a known fact, but it's not. I mean, I posted a short TikTok on this 2 days ago. It has over 70,000 views already. I've gotten 2 buyer leads from it. Like we think that people know this, but it's just because to us, it's secondhand. So talk about it, you know, call your buyers, sellers, talk about it on social media. Like this slight shift that we're seeing now, we see it because we're in the market, but other people don't.
I agree with you, Jessica. Thank you for bringing that up. If we talk about Florida, for instance, because I know Florida pretty well, Miami, right? Do you think there's a slowdown on a $40 million price tag of a home? Yes, absolutely. Do you feel that the people are maximizing, they're selling now, so there's more inventory coming on the market, the prices are correcting, and they're coming up to less affordable areas like my area of Florida, right? Which is the cheapest waterfront that you can buy anywhere from, Ormond Beach to New Smyrna Beach. You can buy a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,500 square foot condo, direct ocean front for less than $700,000. You can't get that in Miami. That's 5 million probably, who knows? So prices are irrelevant to where the location is. So I definitely see, and I talked to a lot of agents in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Boca, all the higher end areas, St. Pete, Clearwater, Sarasota, a lot of the, when the luxury market starts to slow, it's going to affect the regular residential sale, median price sales as well. So we're going to see inventory sit on the market longer than a day. It may be 30 days, which is healthy. If it's on the market for less than a month, it's not as healthy. That's why we feel we have low inventory. We don't have low inventory. Homes are just selling faster, so we got to go get more inventory. Yeah, and we are in it every day. So we need to be calling our past customers and going, hey, we sold you that home 3 years ago. Are you aware of how much equity you have in that home now? Congratulations. You don't know the situation. They may be saying, yeah, I'm ready to move back to North Carolina. Come and sell this thing. Right? All right. Are we creating opportunities for ourselves based on our past successes? And that's the thing to ask. Are we reaching out to our past clients? Are we reaching out to our past buyers and sellers? Market of the moment. Take advantage of this market. This is a golden opportunity. Joey.
What are your thoughts on this? And I've been kind of thinking about this over the last couple of days, is as this shift starts to happen, for sale by owners are going to be having a really difficult time selling these properties on their own now. So I think that there's going to be a gold mine there again. And then also expireds and withdraws. I've seen lots of withdrawn listings recently here in Rhode Island as well.
Yeah, Joe, we're going to see a correction move, and I wouldn't say as much as a shift as it is a correction. For sale by owners are going to be around no matter if the market's bad, good, or whatever it is. I see more people doing for sale by owner now. Here's the I don't find it a benefit for sale by owner to sell by themselves in this market because they're missing an opportunity to get a higher price. Even if they price it outrageous, they in their mind already have a price they'll sell that home for. So if they get one offer versus 10 offers, the 10 offers is going to give them the ability to pick and choose the best offer for them and push the value up. A for sale by owner is eliminating themselves that opportunity, and they're taking the first offer that meets their needs at that moment, and they're losing money, not saving money. So in a changing market, they get frustrated because they don't want to pay commissions also. But what they don't realize is they need the marketing, they need the support, the knowledge, the experience, and everything else. So they need us in both markets, right? So it's the same in either or. If it takes 6 months to sell a home, they need us more than ever. If it's one day on the market and they're getting a person that comes and makes them an offer that they're looking for in one day, they think, oh, I sold my home on my own. I don't need a realtor. Well, you're wrong. You do, because you missed out on probably $50,000. You didn't save any money. You lost money. Psychologically, we didn't pay anything. That's why we got to tell them you don't pay, we earn. Deep.
Just a couple of comments. Somebody had posted a couple of weeks ago on Instagram, historical interest rate from 1971. I want everybody to listen. It went from 7.5% to 1994. Maybe in that whole era, going from 7.5 to almost 16%. The market was still moving. So please get that out of your head.
Yeah,
we get it. And the other COVID word Tom mentioned earlier was adjustable rate. I get that. It was the worst thing when the last crash happened because the programs were much different. But this is where you got to get yourself educated and have the right lender work with you, because the programs they have today's market for adjustable, they are very secure. It's not for everybody. If somebody can hang on to a property for 5 to 7 years for a fixed rate, it's a great program. Interest rates are still lower, and they can get a cheaper, they can get the value of the money upfront. So in 2 to 3 years, I think everything's going to be back to normal after all this war and all the BS is going around. And I think the rate's going to come down again. They can refinance. You got to think outside the box. Simple.
Yeah, and make sure that that lender, see, the lenders went through a really hard time when the market did crash, because a lot of them were pushed out of the business because they need to be more of a thought process of a financial advisor. They're advising the customer on what's affordable to them. So if a customer can't afford $2,000 a month, you don't give them a mortgage for $1,900 a month that's going to charge them in 3 years $3,000 a month. You know, so that I think, you know, to piggyback on what Deep's saying, that's what they're looking at to make sure that they're still in their affordable range, right? So thanks, Deep, for bringing some stuff to the table. Joey, thanks. Pam, Jessica, anyone else? This is your opportunity. Pick our brains. I know Holly put a comment in there. I don't know if there'll be one-on-ones with that, but I will tell you that if you wanted a one-on-one consultation, I believe they would be able to accommodate that. Okay. Anyone else? This is your time, and we have 13 minutes. By the way, a lot can be discussed in 13 minutes. You ever play the silent game? I'm not good at it, but I can be good at it. 44 people on the call. Thoughts, ideas, anything we could do to help you, challenges, creating more business. Need any help in an area?
I'm gonna say the same thing over and over, Tom, and it's gonna be like sound like a broken record. I think Tiffany should record this part. It's sad we had around 50 people on this call in the group, and it's the same people who are not on this call are the ones suffering, are not going to be ready for the adjustment that's coming, and they're going to be in the same boat as they were now or before and in the future. That's all. I'm just gonna.
Hey, and take inventory, by the way, guys. You know, I was, you know, when I ran Keller Williams, one of the things I always did is when an agent was leaving the business because they were either retiring or they just didn't want to sell real estate anymore, the first thing I said to them is, hey, go see Ed, he'll buy your database. What? People on this call build relationships. You never know when one person decides to leave the business, get their database. Incorporate that, right?
I got to
Good
say
morning,
something.
Bill. How you doing? Joey, go ahead.
Deep, I want to, you know, jump on what you just said, because I was actually paying $1,200 a month for coaching. I'm not going to say the program, and it was beneficial, don't get me wrong, but I found that I get more from these calls than I did on a one-on-one with my coach. So the people that are missing out on these calls, they're missing out on a massive amount of opportunity to grow and to shift their mindset. So I agree with you.
Joe, what you just said is so true. And here's what I will tell you. There's a lot of knowledge and experience on these calls. There's a lot of great coaches on these calls. Sometimes when we hire a coach, some coaches coach for the income. Some coaches coach for the outcome, right? So I know many coaches that coached and they were broke. So how can they coach someone on how to build their wealth in their business when they were suffering themselves, right? So on these calls, you have a tremendous amount of experience, knowledge, and you'll get some really cool stuff. you know.
And to add to that, I played red light, green light on that, and I hit the red light, and I came back to the GPS group. And I'm already like on fire right now. It's
I love
crazy.
it. You know what? Momentum happens when you surround yourself around happy people, because it creates endorphins, right? Right. So it's all the mindset, right? It's all on how we develop. Again, I was listening to, I don't know where I heard this, but it was either a podcast or something I read, or it was something I was listening to, whatever it was. And it made a lot of sense to me, because I look at myself, I look at my son, and I passed on that bad gene of something that, here's what happens. Our mind is what quits on us, not our body. See, the mind tells you to stop. The body, when it's ready to stop, you'll pass out. Right? You can withstand so much, but your mind says, please don't do this anymore. Oh, please don't go to the gym because it hurts the next day. Oh, please don't do extra reps. Don't do one more because it hurts. Oh, don't swim a mile, swim a quarter mile. Don't run a mile, just walk it. It's our mind, it's not our body. Our body is extremely tough. We choose to be weak in our body because our mind tells us to. Or we listen to other negativities in the world. That's why eliminate a lot of the news, eliminate a lot of the naysayers, eliminate the gossip, eliminate the poison, and surround yourself around like-minded growth individuals.
100%.
Yeah. Awesome. How's the weather breaking up there, Joe? I heard you got a lot of wind today.
Yeah, it was windy over the evening. I had to coach T-ball last night. It was pretty bad, but it's breaking. We have, in the 50s and 60s now. So I'm hoping within the next week or two, we'll be in the 70s.
Yeah, it's been a cold front down here too. It was 74 this morning when I woke up.
Imagine if you guys got 50 and 60-degree weather every day for like, the palm trees would be wilting.
I
We
have a
left up north for a
question.
reason.
I have a question. You said something that you say to FSBOs, you're not saving money, I am earning money. Is that what what was it you said?
PM, so any force, and that's how I built my real estate business, by the way. I would get a newspaper every morning because there wasn't on the internet, right? There was no Zillow, there was no Realtor.com. So nothing has changed in scripts, right? When a seller tells me I'm not hiring an agent because I'm not paying a commission, well, that's fantastic. I'd love to meet with you because I want to show you a program where you don't have to pay me anything. Right? I don't discuss commissions or price. Everything that we do to help you sell this home, we earn. Nobody pays us anything.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Whether it's 50 cents, $1, 5%, 6%, 7%. Hey, what do you think I deserve to earn on helping you achieve this sale? 6% or 7%? You get to choose. Go ahead and circle it and initial. Would you do it for 5%? The best I can do is the 6 or the 7. Which one do you choose? Yeah, guys.
We're interviewing other agents.
Yeah, and I understand that. Outside of interviewing other agents, what would stop you from hiring me right now?
My brother's a real estate agent.
Perfect. Is your brother full-time?
No, he's not.
How would it feel to fire your brother if he didn't do a good enough job? Would you actually sue him also?
No, I don't think so.
See, this is why we should work together, and I can pay your brother a referral if he's a licensed agent. Do you mind if we can even get on a call together?
And I did the same thing with someone that I go to church with. He got me I'm supposed to lock this up today, a $550,000 contract, and then he has to sell his house, but he felt guilty about his friend he's known for like 20 years who sold 3 houses to him. So I said, hey, listen, David, you're gonna do what you want to do. I've already been doing the legwork, but if you want, I'll pay him a referral fee if that makes him feel better or makes you feel better. And he goes, that's awfully generous of you, Joe. He goes, you've been doing all the work, so don't even worry about it.
Guys, here's what I'm going to tell you, Joey. This is what I'm going to share with you. Here's what happened with his friend. His friend hasn't been following up with him to ask him. His friend is in his cell phone and he hasn't called him to say, hey, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell in the next 12 months, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days? I would never insult a family member, friend, or anybody that's in the real estate business. And by the way, Joey, I know in the state of Florida, when you cross that Florida-Georgia line, you get pulled over in Florida and they ask you for your real estate license because not everyone has a driver's license, but everyone has a real estate license. So I know that you're going to know tons of people with a license. You have to ask yourself, are they full-time? Do they have the ability? And is this the right person for me? Yeah.
Awesome.
Believe me, I've had a lot of daughters, mothers, brothers, sisters, friends call me, yell at me, swear at me. And, hey, I understand you're upset. Would you like me to take away that referral I was going to pay? I don't know. They're only upset because they're not making the money. If it's their friend and family member and anything else, they're upset because they're not making the money. See, it becomes about when they say, oh, it's my friend, I deserve the opportunity. Well, the gift that I give my friends is I sell their homes for free. Are you willing to do that? No, then it's about money.
Mhm.
So everything that we do, we earn. Nobody pays us anything. It's, when we go out to eat at a restaurant, we have phenomenal service. The tip is what they earned. It's what we're going to give them because they earned it, whether it's 10% or 50%. It's an earned opportunity. And we're in the service industry. That's what we do. We're earning everything. And if you don't get the listing, you didn't earn it. Nobody took it from you. And that's okay. We're not a fit for everyone. I used to do 3 things, even for sale by owner guys, by the way. Hey, 3 things are going to happen today. I'm so excited to meet you today. 1, you're going to hire me. That's going to be great. Well, I don't even know you. I haven't met you yet. Okay. Well, if you don't hire me, that's not going to be great. You will hire me and that'll be great. And number 3, you're going to want to hire me and I'm going to have to tell you no now versus letting you down later because we can't come to terms on agreement, on price and terms or whatever it may be.
Of course.
Yeah. You assume the listing. It's yours. It's yours if you desire to take it. It's also someone else's if you desire not to ask for it.
Ask for the business.
100%. Hey, I'm going to be interviewing Joey. He's with EXP. That's fantastic. Outside of that, what would stop you from hiring me today? Fantastic. Go ahead and sign here. And would you like me to call Joey and just let him know that you already hired me? So that way you don't have to go through this again. Hey, Joe. Hey, listen, I just took the listing over here. I just want to give you a courtesy call. It's a great house. If you have a buyer, I'm going to send everything to you as well. But they just signed the listing agreement. Other than that, what would stop you from hiring me today? Other than that, what would stop you from hiring me today? I didn't say anything bad about Joey. I didn't say I was better. Joey could be my best friend. It doesn't matter. I got there first. He needs to get there first next time. Okay. And if your feelings get hurt that someone else got a listing that you know versus you, then you got to look in the mirror and go, what's my part? Okay. All right, Tiffany, Joe, it's all yours.